I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and joining me today is Ed Turner, the Managing Director from Lodestar Minerals. Ed, how are you?
I'm very good, Shay. Thank you.
Now, I believe we're talking to you fresh from visiting two sites. You told me that you've just spent the last week doing over 3,000 kilometres in the Western Australian outback. Tell me, I know you went to check out Iriti and Ned's Creek. Tell me about your rocks. What did you see? What did you find?
Yeah, it was quite a full-on trip. It was necessary because we really needed to go out in the field and check out a lot of our soil anomalies and new targets which haven't been tested. So, firstly, we spent a few days at Ned's Creek. We've spent the last few months reviewing all of the historic data there. With the current gold price, it was really worthwhile reviewing all of the previous work. We only took back control of the project early this year. So we've gone back through, checked out in the field a lot of the targets which have still not been drill tested after many years. There's been some spectacular gold hits there by Lodestar in the past, but we haven't defined a resource. But anyway, we spent a few days on the ground checking them all out. We're very happy that we're developing some new, very exciting drill targets, which we'll plan to drill in the next few months. So after we spent a few days there, we went across to Iriti and spent another 4 to 5 days in the field there, basically checking out all of the soil anomalies we delineated last year, but we had 16 anomalies spread over the entire project, so base metal and gold anomalies. But that's spread over 1,400 square kilometres, so they're massive areas, and we needed to really see on the ground what the regolith setting was, the geological setting, to determine the best optimum infill soil sampling density, basically. And so we've done that now. We're very happy. We've already started the infill soil sampling, so the guys in the field have done 2,000 samples this year after more than 6,600 last year. So we're very busy, and that will lead to defining new drill targets in the next few months there.
Now, listen, I've done soil sampling programs myself in the past. Can I ask how far apart were these soil samples? And also, too, I'm presuming you guys had to walk this to achieve these soil samples. You weren't driving on a groovy little quad bike made for the outback, were you?
Well, a bit of both. Our field crew do a lot on by foot. So last year, some of them are 800 metres by 200 metre spacing, some are 400 by 200, some 200 by 200. So each area has a different sort of requirement, but we also have some UTV vehicles which you can use on the flat open areas. You can't really use them on the rocky outcrop areas. So we've still got two guys out in the field doing all the hard work. Caroline Blow, our exploration manager, and I, we just visited some of the anomalies, basically walked across them. So we probably only did 20, 25 Ks while we are up there on foot. So our guys are doing sort of 20 Ks a day, basically.
That's a lot to cover on foot in the desert. Let's just be very clear about that. That's no mean feat. So well done.
Yeah, yeah, no. The
All
guys in
right.
the field are working very hard, yeah.
All right, let's look. I know everybody's going to want to hear about the gold project at Ned. We'll get to Irahadi in a second, where it's got my favourite metals happening. But let's talk about what you not discovered, what you were pulling out of the ground at Ned's Creek.
Yeah, well, the historic drilling has hit, like I said, some spectacular gold intersections spread over pretty much a 7 kilometre corridor, but there's still gaps in there that haven't been tested, some magnetic anomalies also with a style of mineralisation there, which need to be drilled. So nothing's been pulled out of the ground, so to speak, so far. But yeah, we'll be planning to drill those targets basically in the next few months.
So, while, as I said before, everybody's quite excited about the gold projects, your Irahedi project is copper, lead, zinc, and with traces of gold in there. Now, lead and zinc are my favourite metals that don't get enough airtime. Tell me, how's this project shaping up for you?
Yeah, we've got pretty much over 100 kilometres of strike length of the similar geological setting to Rumble Resources Chinook discovery. It's on the other side of their Irahedi Basin. So that's the lead, zinc, and silver target horizon. So we've got a lot of anomalies spread along that the southern part of our project area, and then the copper gold targets are further north and central in our project. So we've got potentially different styles of mineralisation spread over the entire project area. So last year we had up to 8 metres at 1 gram per tonne gold in our first pass drilling. So that was encouraging. There's been up to 7% copper hit in some limited historic drilling before we had the project. But that was really focused on areas which had outcrop, and 90% of it's under a sand plane. So that's been the challenge to define these new targets, basically undercover. So with the soil sampling now, we've covered about half of the total project area. We need, besides the infill this year, we need to cover the remainder of the project, because it's all prospective. It's not like we have half of it moose pasture and half of it prospective. So it's very exciting. There could be intrusive related copper gold style mineralisation, as well as a BMS like a degrosser, and MVT, which is like Chinook. So there's lots of potential, and we've just basically got to go through the process of doing the appropriate testing.
Now, you've had a very busy week, and as you said, there is a lot of potential happening out there with Ned's Creek and Iriti. But you've also recently acquired Kardy West, another exciting gold project. Tell me, what can we look forward to hear coming out of this one? Have you managed to get on site with Kardy West?
Yeah, it's a newly granted exploration licence, only 7 kilometres west of Kardy. So it was only granted a month or two ago. We have already had some soil sampling defined 2 large gold anomalies. Just recently, we finished some infill gold sampling, soil sampling again, just to tighten up those anomalies so we can better define drill targets. So those samples are at the lab. Hopefully we'll get the results back in the next 1 to 2 weeks, and then we can plan first pass drilling, probably air core drilling, but we're not really sure yet. But it hasn't been drill tested at all. So it's just one of those overlooked areas, but in a great jurisdiction, very close, just off the highway, and very easy to access. So we're looking forward to getting stuck into that one as well.
And it's gold country out there as well. So those in the region are no stranger to gold projects out there. All right, Ed, this has been a fun chat. I love it when I get explorers straight off coming from site. I know we've got some cool photos that we've been showing everybody while they've been watching this video. Thank you for showing us your rocks. And it was a pleasure to have you on today.
My pleasure, Shay.